new series of webinars, which is also being telecast live now. And we are very happy to know that we have very eminent speakers like Sri Ajay Chopra ji, who is actually a well-known person in the field of export of vegetables. So he will be guiding us today on how to profitably go about the export of banana. And at the same time, Prem Rathorji has got a very good connect with all the FPOs. So he will be guiding us on how this thing has to be done. And I will be covering the topic on water management and what exactly are the interventions required, particularly for banana in water management. So I will start the presentation. So kindly allow me to do that. Uh, the screen is clear. Yeah, I think this is the topic. We call it the as I already told you, Premier Irrigation, the concept of our company, that is Chalo Banaye Miti Sona. Vanni Mannanno Ponnagi Madona. Andre now whatever we are doing, everything what we do revolves around the farmer. Farmer is everything to us. Like what we say, so coming on this platform of Chalo Banaye Mitti Sona, I will start about our company the year 1960, and we have our factories both in Boral and the plant. In 2007 and 8, we had a with the Agritech International Group. So this is about that. Also have manufacturing in that is our Butiburi. Our company is an IS 2001, 2014-2001 company. Manufacture all kinds of products. I will explain to you. And just to give us, we are present in India. We are pan India. More than 1,400 channel partners, all of our dealers, and 13 warehouses across the, and we have branch offices all over India. One of the oldest micro irrigation company, and we are well known in the farming circles. And we are one of the and the need of the hour today, the webinar training will be covered in the following way. We are going to cover about the importance of water and what is the need of the hour, and water management practices for banana, and how the key aspects have to be taken care of, and what are the product range that is available with us in the thing, and what are the maintenance tips that have to be taken care. Importance today's, we all know, we have a lot of water everywhere, but that water is sufficient. Look at this graph, understand that the water distribution on the earth is more of salt water. It is 97.5% of salt water, and a very small percentage is, that is 2.5% is only the fresh water. And if you again look at that fresh water, almost 70%, where is it? It is in the ice caps. So basically it is there in the ice cap, and the water that is actually available for irrigation, you will find, is just about 1%. So we have to understand the importance of water from this particular side. So if you want to live tomorrow, or if our generation has to live, so we have to save ourselves. In Kannada we tell, ನೀರನ್ನು ಕನಿಷ್ಠ ಮತ್ತು ಇಂದ ಬಳಸಬೇಕು. We don't save water, going to have the bigger problem. So this is the first. Then just to give an introduction, what is irrigation? So irrigation under ಏನು? What is irrigation? How does the plant lose water? The plant loses water by two important ways. One is, it is going to lose water from the leaves, and it is going to lose water from the surrounding soil. So this is called evapotranspiration. So basically irrigation, if I want to explain in a very simple way, it is nothing but a water balance. You are seeing the balance over there. If an area has lot of rain, then we don't need. But if like in India we have monsoon, we are dependent mainly on the monsoon. So water is always a challenge, and it is not evenly distributed. So therefore we have to create a balance. So therefore what we say that irrigation is nothing but a water balance. So whatever water is being lost either from the leaves or from the soil has, should I oil or should I irrigate the plant? So the answer is yes. We have to irrigate the, give the water right at the root zone. So that is where the of micro irrigation comes in. And all of you must be aware that we have the Pradhan Mantri Krishi Sinchai Yojana in today's context, where for every drop more actually comes single drop of. So like today we are. So today is the age that every drop of water very. So in the year 2003, the task force committee set up this thing, and they have to go about in a very systematic way. And the only way to do it is to go for the micro irrigation, that is by the drip and sprinkler intervention. Other challenge that we know are all dwindling and the areas are all reduced. For example, my grandfather had, he has divided, became 2 to 8 acres. He is coming down, and I have to increase my product. Plus, fertilize the plant. I have to give a lot of inputs to the plant, and I have to use efficiently. So all these challenges are there. The availability of the power is minimum. So to do this, the only solution today that committee decided we have to go for micro way, and aware that the drip and are the two major into the smart water. So now, before I get into the banana crop water management for obtaining higher yield, I'll just give you some direction on what the Krishi Sinchai
Vijay sir, you have muted yourself. Please unmute.
So I don't know why it is coming like. Hello, you are able to hear me? Hello,
Sir, I think
Yes,
a couple of slides.
hello.
yes, sir. Yes, sir. We can hear you. We can hear you. Please continue, sir.
But and as we can see, a micro irrigation system products, we are able to see the whole network and the filtration, which is the and that the water is getting this entire extremely sorry. I don't know. Deepak, see, so now pumping unit to the various so the irrigation we should not if you are going to pond is a very inefficient plant and it is going to have water there it is definitely not going to have a going to grow properly and it is going to be in a difficult problem. So therefore you will find which has an efficient right intervention or an inline system which moves on to the single row of you can go for a online drip irrigation banana plant meters per plant 1 or 2 emitters initially you can give 2 emitters and the so we can also provide the micro sprinkler irrigation where you can see area is getting wet system the microclimatic avoid the irrigation. Now, the water requirement for banana stages will vary. Just like how a child grows to an adult, you will have to provide water at various stages. So immediately after the planting or after the retro, you have to give in the range of liters of water. Phase it will go up to liters of water, and in the critical growth phase, it was and the maximum water required is around 20 liters. This is the source is already mentioned over there, and this has been our practical experience that this is the kind of water that is required for the different stages of at the different stages of banana. And if you look at the calculation, if you look at people know about the millimeter calculation, the millimeter calculation, 1 millimeter is nothing but 1 liter per square meter. So if a particular day the evapotranspiration 6 millimeter per day, that means around 24,000 liters of water is required per acre. Or if you take it for a hectare, that should have been hectare, that is 60,000 liters. So basically, banana requires different water requirement as well as the fertilizer requirement will be different depending on the stage of the crop, and accordingly the irrigation planning and the irrigation schedule has to be taken care over there. And we have various interventions. We have the online drip irrigation system, we have the inline drip irrigation system, and we have the number of emitter. I will not get into part of it, but basically we can provide you with various water management interventions that will take care of the facility. And coming to the premier product solutions that we have, we have full range of products irrigation. Then we have the sprinkler irrigation, also have the rain gun irrigation. We have micro irrigation, we have mini irrigation, mini sprinkler irrigation. We also cover many other areas which I will not discuss now. That is basically the landscape, lift, and come micro irrigation. And also these are the products that you can see. So you can see on the first one is the online drip irrigation, which is used for the white space crops. And then we have the you also have the inline drip irrigation system, and then PC inline system, and then we also have the low cost inline system, which can be for short season crops. And like I told you, the filter is a very important part of the irrigation system. So there we have a wide filters. We can starting with the hydrocyclone filter to take care of impurities which will if there is heavy that will be taken care by the filter, and if very particles coming in, you can either go in for a disc filter for an inline system. And of course, we have the water is open water source. Then we can go for a sand filter or a media filter. And of course, for certain very special water supply applications, we can also provide you with the screen filter. And then in order to apply the fertilizers through the irrigation system, we have an equipment which is called as the venturi. And through the venturi, you can inject the precise quantity of the fertilizer, because just like how water is getting into the system uniformly and delivered right to the root zone, each and every plant is going to get water. Similarly, you can also apply the water soluble fertilizers through the venturi system. And in addition to that, we also provide you with fertilizer tanks. And we also have a lot of equipment that can be given for the foggers if you want a cooling system, or if you want a system where in nursery we have the micro cells. Also we have certain crops require climatic control and irrigation. We can provide you with the jets. And premier irrigation is known for the widest sprinkler range. We starting rain gun, as we call it very popularly. You can go up to 120 feet. So this is the kind of range of products that is available in the irrigation system, particularly in the sprinkler irrigation range. And we also have a wide range of high density polyethylene pipes with quick coupling arrangements, which can be clamped on and it can be fitted on, and we can connect all these various arrangements for different applications and different pressure ratings. These are available. And when I come into the certain areas where, for example, if you have a terrain like a coffee estate or a tea estate where there is a lot of undulation and there is a lot of terrain, in such I can go in for what we call as the heavy duty pipes, which we have both the high density polyethylene as well as we have the aluminum pipes. And that is how we have the thing. And we also provide a diesel pump set, and we have various other areas. So I see from these photographs, you see how the rain guns are in. You have an estate which is interplanted with pepper. So we also, in addition to this, we are able to give you even dust suppression possibilities that are there. And here I want to, in this particularly I will give emphasis on this. The most important micro irrigation system is the installation. See from the diagram that installing a good PSI mark is there. This have been laid out correctly. Main pipelines have gotten correctly, and all the trenches have been covered properly, and the assembly and the right amount of control valves, the air release valves, or have been provided. You can make scale very easily understandable. And when we come to the filter area, we have the filters for actually for different water applications like the hydrocyclone filter, which I told you. If their water is very heavily with silt, it can be going with that. Otherwise, if you are going to have a regular normal borewell water source, you can go for a screen filter. You can see how the maintenance is actually being done. And if you get into the maintenance of other filters, we also have disc filters and we have sand filters. These are for the various water conditions. The sand filters are generally provided when we have algae. Any open water source, we have to take care by providing this sand filter. So this maintenance of these filters, because filter forms the heart of the system, and we have to essentially take care of the filter in a very better way. So we have given you the very simple schedule. Daily, you have to open and clean the filters, and then also you have to take care of the flushing of the filters. And also, it is not important that you install the system. You must take care, go to the field, check whether leakages are there. So this is very important to go around in the field, inspect the field, see that the water and fertilizer is going uniformly everywhere. And invariably, the water will have salt, and the salt tends to block the dripper. So that periodically, every time you have a salt blockage, you have to go in for an acid treatment. So generally, we are recommending an acid treatment, irrespective of whether there is a blockage or not. You must go for an acid treatment once in every 3 months. So this is the general periodic maintenance schedule. And there are some troubleshooting tips. Of course, I'm not getting to the detail. So basically, you have to analyze, like all of us are engineers in the farm. So we should go and see if the water is coming out correctly. And if the water is still not coming, our field engineers will come to you and we'll be able to help you out on this troubleshooting in the field. So with this, I'm very sorry there were some interruptions because of my connectivity. Thank you for providing this opportunity. Now I hand it over to Mr. Rathod. Rathod will take over from now.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, you can stop the screen sharing so that I can share the screen. Yeah. Right. Vijay, sir, you can see the screen? Hello?
Yeah, Prem, the screen is visible.
Yeah, thank you. So when it comes to banana, so everyone sees banana fruit as an economic value. As such, other economic values also there, but we never take into consideration. We always believe that banana fruit is only economic value for the banana crop. So I would like to enlighten some of other opportunities of revenue generation as well as income generation for the FPO as well as FPO farmers, especially wherever banana is being grown largely. Are being used. One second. Yeah. Can you hear me? Hello. Vijay sir, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. Please continue.
Great. So when you say banana, there are different use cases out there and different valued products can be made out of banana stem. So I would like to start with fruit. So fruit use as in juice, drink, and then out of fruit we also do chips for the snacks purpose. So when we see banana fruit, so there are different segment of buyers are there who are to whom we can supply as in fruit. So for example, you can send to different countries and export potential, and then different B2B buyers, retail buyers, and hotel buyers, and then food processing industries, and then final consumer also. When we say other parts of banana, so banana leaves are very much potentially being used on the packing material as the dining material in most of the South Indian cities. And out of banana stem, so we also seen different value-added products can be developed. For example, banana fiber is there, and banana stem sap which is there, that can be extracted, and that can perfectly use as a floor cleaning agent. And then the banana stems which are residue is there, that can be used as in vermicompost. We can convert it as a vermicompost also. So a lot of different value-added products can be made out of banana fruits, banana leaves, or banana stems. This is one of the example in Kadapa. One of our associated person is doing banana stem fibers, extracting banana fibers. So that is very much getting into good scope. And this is a fine banana can be used for different product making purpose. It can be also used as an export artisans work designing purpose, and some of other examples I would like to cover. So this is banana cloth, stem fiber cloth. It's very much a demand in recent times, and it is also like most of the export also getting good scope for the banana fiber clothes. These are the banana fiber bags made out of banana fiber, and it is much. This perfectly suiting to the FPO component, and their FIGs can adopt these manufacturing thing and at local village level. These are banana fibers made out of again banana fiber, and then hygienic products can be made out of banana fiber, and all these products are like very much comfortably can be taken into a livelihood concept for the FPO teams, and then can make it a very successful use cases of all the products. All the entire stem can be utilized. The purpose of agri business should be to make a life better for the Indian farming community, so especially FPO models. Thank you. So I would like to request Ajay Chopra sir to guide us on how banana export potential and also domestic potential is there, so that our FPOs can make advantage of all the insights from their experience. Over to you, Ajay Chopra sir.
Thank you, Prem. And thank you, Vijayji, for explaining the whole drip irrigation piece very categorically. Prem, thank you for explaining on the complete value chain of banana, which was very important for everybody to understand. Because banana is one unique product where if we are able to put the infrastructure in place, almost nothing goes waste. And that becomes extremely relevant for the FPOs, because they could possibly be looking at a complete integrated value capture in as far as banana is concerned, where they can have a women self-help group which can work on the banana fibers and the cloth part of it, where the farmers are anyways cultivating the primary fruit for the markets and the leaves for the other markets, as you just mentioned. Yes. So I do not have a formal presentation, but I'll speak some of the things which have been my experience working with bananas for almost over 20-25 years now. While we do understand that India is the largest producer of bananas and also the largest consumer of bananas, right? So we have not really looked at the global opportunities seriously ever, because we were in a way consuming everything that we were producing, and we still do. Okay, which is why we have a very strong banana domestic market. Quality is another issue. We'll touch that later, but I'm just talking about the consumption side of this. If you have to look at some statistical figures, it might surprise you to find that India is exporting barely 0.03% of the global bananas, in spite of being the largest producer. Now, I have a question for all the banana farmers. Have we ever tried to understand or comprehend the fact that closer to India, the largest banana, one of the largest banana markets is the Middle Eastern market. Okay. And the Middle Eastern market is essentially consuming bananas which are coming in from Philippines. Average time to travel from Philippines to Middle East to Dubai, or let's say Dubai, for example, or Oman, is about 20 days. Average time from Indian port, if I have to look at the farthest port, which is Chennai, and the nearest port, which is Mumbai, or Mundra in Gujarat, right? You're talking about anywhere between 3 to 8 days, 9 days. Okay, but surprisingly, we find that the Filipino banana travels 20 to 25 days and still have a residual shelf life of over about 1 month in Dubai. Whereas the Indian banana travels only 3 to 4 days and is barely able to survive another week or 10 days in Dubai and gets spoiled, right? I think a lot of this, which we found during my experiences in doing banana, which I started way back in 2005 when we started exporting bananas out of India, we found had to do with the agronomy and the fruit care part of this. So the drip irrigation, which Vijay ji just explained to everybody, will help you increase the yield per unit area of land, which of course is very required, right? But the larger issue after you have got the right yields per acre is, how do you ensure that your product is qualitative enough to go out into the market? How do you ensure that the quality that you give in the market is comparative to the global quality? Sells for an X price, say $7 a box, right? Whereas the Filipino banana sells for about $9 per box. And this is when the Filipino banana has spent more money traveling, coming from a destination which is 25 days away, versus the Indian banana, which has come just from 3 days away, which is Mumbai. Okay. The reason very clearly is the complete banana trade today is being managed by a set of traders for whom it's a matter of trade arbitrage. I don't blame them, because their model is fine. It suits them very well. They buy the product and they sell the product. Okay. Whereas when I look at the global situation, I find that the sellers or the traders are also growers, and they have been able to concentrate on one key factor, which is fruit care. Fruit care pre-harvest and fruit care post-harvest. Okay. Irrigation, as Vijayji explained, is also a part of fruit care, which is pre-harvest. Because if you're not going to feed your banana right, if you're not going to, it's like bringing up a child, which he very rightly said. The child has different stages of growing, and therefore different stages of its diet. You start a child with mother's milk, and then you graduate to a cereal, and then you graduate to soft foods, and then you graduate to hard foods, right? Similarly, banana also has its own requirement. So you need to fulfill those requirements precisely, right? When you are doing an open field irrigation, right, you are actually watering the field all around it. For example, if you're planting banana in India at about 5 feet by 5 feet, which is standard, whatever the distance is, why do you want the irrigation and the fertigation to go into the land where there is no banana? You want it to go to the root of your plant, right? Which is why the drip irrigation works beautifully, because you have two laterals, so you have two drippers to each plant, as he explained to you, right? And then you are able to give the right, exactly the same dosage which is required on a per plant basis without wasting anything. So it is economical in terms of fertigation. It is economical in terms of water use. Water, something, a commodity which the world is running out of very fast, sweet water, right? And something that we need to conserve for our generations to come. Otherwise, your lands will be left without any groundwater going forward. What are your children and grandchildren going to cultivate crops with if there is no water? So that essence was the irrigation part of this. Coming back to the fruit care. So banana is one fruit where it might look very beautiful on the tree, but when it reaches the destination market and it is ripened, is when the flaws in the fruit start showing up in the form of scratches, in the form of scabs, etc., etc. Because all of this happened when the fruit was green, but was not cared for. The fruit got scratched. The dried flowers on the tips were not removed. So therefore, they scratched the fruit on top of it, right? But those scratches are not visible then. They are visible later. The latex marks are not visible then. They come up later when the banana is ripened, right? Therefore, the fruit care aspect of the bananas becomes extremely critical. So a few things that we need to be very, very careful about. The markets are huge. If Filipinos can bring in shiploads of bananas into Dubai and Bahrain and Kuwait and Saudi Arabia and sell at a premium, why can't the Indian banana be there? But for that, we need to work on the quality aspect of this. We need to ensure that the protocols are right when you are packing the banana, the handling is right. We should not expect to get world-class banana by doing field packing of banana, by putting two syntax tanks and one table in the field and starting to pack bananas. We are never going to get it right, right? Banana needs time. Banana needs time to travel in the water. There's a science to the pack houses which are set up. So, and that is where the FPOs come to the fore. The FPOs need to set up these integrated cluster pack houses where the fruit comes in, gets treated the right way, is handled the right way, is packed the right way, and then sent out. And yes, a good product will always command a good price. And then you are able to compete with them. And then once you are able to compete with them, you will get the price that the premium product gets into the market. We, for ourselves, speaking for myself, we are almost in the fringes of setting up what we like to call a center of excellence for bananas in Andhra Pradesh, right? Where we like to set up we intend setting up a big farm, migrate all the good agriculture practices there, right? Get the right certifications for us to demonstrate how the right quality of banana and the quantity of bananas to be grown. So one aspect will be concentrating on the yield part of this with different varieties, and the other aspect will be on the fruit care aspect of it. I think one of the most important aspects of banana for us in India is to start concentrating on the fruit care, both again for the domestic as well as the export market. The domestic market is huge, but the fact is, you as a farmer, when you want to go to the market with your product, you want to get probably say 11 rupees when the market price for a normal product is 10 rupees. So why should somebody pay you 11 rupees? The only reason is if you have a differentiated product, if you have a product which qualitatively is better, if you have a product where you can tell the buyer that my product will have 20 days of better shelf life than the guy you are buying it from, right? Now, 20 days of shelf life or whatever shelf life you're going to promise is not going to come just because you have promised. You have to work on the quality aspect of it to ensure that the banana is able to last long. And if that happens, gentlemen, if you are able to look at the fruit care aspect and manage it the right way, if you are able to grow the right quality that I'm talking about now, then you open yourself the markets in Eastern Europe, in Russia, in West Asia, in Southeast Asia, in mainland Europe as well, right? Nothing stops us from going there. We geoclimatically, we sit very beautifully to be able to take it to the world, right? Today we supply grapes all over the world. Our grapes are recognized by everybody. We have all kinds of certifications there because the farmer community and the FPOs there have worked really hard at doing the right things with the produce, and therefore today a 4-month season, we are able to ship out something like about 20,000 containers of grapes. And that's what we should be looking at doing with bananas now. So let us all try to put our heads together and figure out the right fruit care practices. will be available on the farms in times to come. In the next 2 to 3 months time, hopefully we should have the model farm on the Center of Excellence up and running. We'll be very happy to engage with FPOs to guide them through, to handhold them, to take them through, not just in terms of the right yield, but more importantly, producing the right quality, managing and handling the banana right, and taking it to the right markets. That is what the strength that we bring to the table, and we'll be very, very happy to engage with FPOs who are interested to look at this, and also engage in setting up our own pack houses with those FPOs if required, and if there is a promise to be able to build something together, right? That's all I have to say for now. Thank you very much, Prem. Over to you.
Prem, you're unmute.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for a wonderful experience sharing session. Vijay, would you like to cover a bit of in Kannada, whatever sir has shared?
Yeah.
Yeah.
ಸೊ ಇಷ್ಟೊತ್ತು ನಮ್ಮ ಅಜಯ್ ಸರ್ ತುಂಬಾ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು. ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, ನಾವ್ ಎಲ್ಲಾ ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಬಾಳೆ ಬೆಳಿತೀವಿ, ಆದ್ರೆ ಕ್ವಾಲಿಟಿ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಗಮನ ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ಕ್ವಾಲಿಟಿ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನಾವು ಗಮನ ಕೊಡ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ, ಇವತ್ತು ಫಿಲಿಪೀನ್ಸ್ ಅವರು ಎಷ್ಟರ ಮಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಅವ್ರು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದಾರೆ, ಆದ್ರೆ ನಾವು ಭಾರತದಿಂದ ನಾವು ಮಾಡಕ್ ಆಗ್ತಿಲ್ಲ. ಏನಕ್ಕೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ? ನಾವು ಏನ್ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ, ಫ್ರೂಟ್ ಕೇರ್ ಏರಿಯಾದಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ, ನಾವು ಡೆಫಿನೆಟ್ ಆಗಿ ನಾವು ಫ್ರೂಟ್ ಕೇರ್ ಏರಿಯಾದಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಕೊಡ್ಬೇಕಾಗಿರುವಂತ ಗಮನನ ಕೊಡದೇ ಇರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ನಮಗೆ ಈ ಸಮಸ್ಯೆ ಆಗ್ತಿದೆ. ಸೊ ಆ ಪರ್ಟಿಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ಏರಿಯಾದಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ಯಾಕಿಂಗ್ ಆಗ್ಲಿ, ಪ್ಯಾಕೇಜಿಂಗ್ ಆಗ್ಲಿ, ಯಾವುದೇ ರೀತಿಯ ನಾವು ಏನೇ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ಅದನ್ನ ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋದ್ರೆ, ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ನಾವು ಕೂಡ ಇವಾಗ ನಮ್ಮ ಇವನ್ ಜಿಯೋಗ್ರಫಿಕಲಿ ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ ನಾವು ಇರುವಂತ ಪೊಸಿಷನ್ ಕೂಡ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದೆ. ಸೊ ವಿ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಕವರ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಏರಿಯಾ ಕೂಡ ನಾವು ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು. ಬಟ್ ನಮ್ದು ಏನಾಗಿದೆ ಅದನ್ನ ನಾವು ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕು. ಅದಲ್ಲದೆ ಈಗ ಸೆಂಟರ್ ಆಫ್ ಎಕ್ಸಲೆನ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು ಅಜಯ್ ಸರ್ ಅವರು. ಒಂದು ಸೆಂಟರ್ ಆಫ್ ಎಕ್ಸಲೆನ್ಸ್ ಆಂಧ್ರ ಪ್ರದೇಶದಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ FPOಗಳನ್ನ ಇನ್ವೈಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅವರೆಲ್ಲ ಬಂದು ಸಹಾಯ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು. ಸೊ ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಅವರು ಕ್ವಾಲಿಟಿ ಆಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಬಹಳ, ಯಾಕೆಂದ್ರೆ ನಾವೇನು ಒಂದು ಹೇಳೋದಂಗೆ ನಾವು ನೀರನ್ನ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ನೋಡ್ಕೋಬಹುದು, ಗೊಬ್ಬರಗಳನ್ನ ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಕೊಡ್ಬೋದು. ನಮಗೆ ಬಾಳೆ ಬಂತು, ಮರದಲ್ಲಿದ್ದಾಗ ಬಾಳೆ ಒಂಥರ, ಮರದಿಂದ ನಾವು ಕಿತ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಅದನ್ನ ನಾವು ಯಾವ ತರ ಮಾಡಿ ಕಳಿಸ್ತೀವಿ, ಆ ಸ್ಟೇಜ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಕೇರ್ ತಗೊಂಡಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಮ್ ಫೈನಲ್ ಪದಾರ್ಥ ನಮ್ ಬಾಳೆ ಹೋಗಿ ಕನ್ಸ್ಯೂಮರ್ಗೆ ಸೇರ್ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಆ ಪದಾರ್ಥ ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಹೋಗಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಾವು ಮಾಡುವಂತ ಇದು ವ್ಯರ್ಥ ಆಗತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಅವ್ರು ಬಹಳ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು. ಸೊ ಅವ್ರು ಪದೇ ಅದನ್ನೇ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು, ಫ್ರೂಟ್ ಕೇರ್ ಅಂತ ನಾವೇನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಾಗಿರೋದು ಅದು ಬಹಳ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್. ಅದನ್ನ ನಾವೆಲ್ಲರೂ ಗಮನದಲ್ಲಿ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡು ನಾವು ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ತುಂಬಾ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ನಾನು ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೆ. ಪ್ರೇಮ್ ಜಿ.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Anything, Ajay sir, you would like to share, and you would like to, suggest FPOs on the, especially on the banana as an whole potential tapping regards?
Sorry, I missed the last part. You said the potential.
As a potential is there for Indian banana growers to tap, especially on the export potential. As an orally, in what way they have to focus. One is on the agronomy practices, and another is infrastructure, especially on the pre-cooling purpose. So now most of the FPOs, just they lack understanding the business aspects of their crops. So that's where we are Kisan Sati focusing on helping them to understand different value chain creation and the export potential, as well as helping them to improve the post-harvest management practices. So we have been doing the same approach in Anandpur in last 8 months, and under your guidance we would like to take it to the next level and make it a big success for the Anandpur Kadapa region banana growers. So thank you so much for your insight, sir.
No, you're always welcome, Prem. I would like to add here one critical aspect. Everybody seems to be concentrating on Iran and Middle East for banana exports, right? And the reason we are concentrating there is these are short transit destinations. 2 days, 4 days, 7 days, 8 days, all right? And the reason we are doing this is because we do not have the confidence in the product. Not just the confidence, the product is not worthy of traveling longer. And the product is not grown under certifications. Right, no reason for us not to be looking at the rainforest or the global gap alliances to grow bananas, which is why I'm stressing on before I can advise the FPOs or individual farmers to start looking at Europe or Russia or Eastern Europe or Western Asia for banana markets, right? I need to emphasize on the fact that the only way that you can get to those markets is if you are going to grow a quality banana. And if you are going to, and then the quality banana is the only banana that you can actually put inside the pre-cooling chamber. Because when you are doing a pre-cooling process, you are again adding costs. Okay. So first thing first is to take control of the quality aspect on the farm. So which means the right agronomy, right? A lot of work has happened in India on this. We've seen a lot of change happen in the past 15 years in the way banana has grown. We've seen yields become phenomenal. But then the question is every farmer following it? Maybe yes, maybe no. You see, the problem that I find in India is because everything sells, so nobody wants to build better to sell better.
Yes,
So we have to
exactly.
come out of this. We
Great,
have to
sir.
start. I mean, I'll be happy to guide 2, 3, 4, 5 FPOs who really have, progressive and forward-looking farmers. If they are there, I'm very happy to engage with them. Engage with them in guiding them how to improve the agronomy on the farm, in improving how the fruit care has been looked at, and then set up the pack house and the pre-cooling, pack it properly, and take it to the distant markets. Why Middle East? If everybody goes to the same market, you are
Right.
going to burden that market,
Mhm.
right? And which is typically what has happened.
Correct.
You don't go further to another market because you don't have the confidence in your product. If you are growing right, if you are caring for the product right, you will have the confidence to take it further away. If you have the right car, you don't mind traveling all over India in that car, right?
Correct, sir.
And if the car is not right, you don't even want to go out to Hyderabad in that car, correct?
True.
Yes,
So it's quite
very
simple.
Mm.
So this is what the FPOs need to understand. They have to come out of their short-term thought process. They have to come out of the short-term gains. This business is a strategic business,
Yeah.
and it should be worked on strategic relationships, which is what we do.
Right.
When we set up a supply to a market, I don't go to supply one container of banana to a different customer every day. I try to supply 20 containers of banana per week to the same customers on a written contract basis around the year.
Okay.
And that is what keeps him happy and keeps me happy. But the quality has to be consistent. I
Correct,
cannot
sir.
emphasize enough the importance of the word quality, the importance of the words fruit care, right? This
Yes.
is something which has to become the mantra for these FPOs to succeed.
Correct.
And if we can get this right, then the world is our market. And it is my promise, I'll take them.
Correct, sir. Precisely. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Vijay, sir, anything you would like to add?
No, I'm very much blessed to be a part of this session, and actually, it was a very wonderful experience. Like the way Chopra sir, even though he didn't have the slides, so beautifully explained that we are doing the right things, but then is it right? Is the customer really getting what he wants? Is he getting the right product, and the quality, is it being maintained? No. The answer is really plainly no. And we are like, I can tell by my example at home. If I get bananas and it doesn't last me for more than 2 days in a place like Bangalore, just imagine the fate in another place. So, like we say, most of the time we are working more on the input side, but on the output side and the post harvest side, which is more critical. I think that is the area where we will require experts like Chopra sir, and also the commitment from the FPOs and the farmers that we are not doing this for a short term, we are doing it for a long term. So if we are doing something now, and if we can continue to get the process and process consistent and repetitive every now and then, like he said, we can keep sending those truckloads of bananas regularly. So this is what is a very good useful learning. It is not just to banana. I think any business, if it has to survive, so we'll have to be consistent on our quality, and we'll have to be consistent on what we do and how we go about the entire process. So we will be very glad to work with the youth on the irrigation side and the water management side. And we are basically, like I told you from the beginning, that we are in the game of water management, and for us, farmer is a god, and we are basically the chalo banaye mitti sona. Unless, so we want to be with the farmer and understand his difficulties. At the same time, we'll have to get him out of his small mindset. I think we'll have to come out of the small box and think big, and then start doing all the things that are required. And with the center of excellence that is coming up, I think definitely this reality will happen, and it's only a matter of time. And we'll have to be patient, and then I think we can go ahead and do this entire hand holding to the farmer. So that way, I think. Thank you very much, sir, for this wonderful insight that you gave on the, particularly on the quality part and how the fruits have to be taken care. I think that is where the criticality comes. Though we always look at the irrigation and fertigation part, which is also an important part, but after that, what? So that part of it was very well explained by you, and we thank you very much for that, sir.
No, very welcome, Vijayji. The role of any aspect in any plant cultivation cannot be discounted. Irrigation comes primarily before the quality control, because if you are not able to grow the plant, where is the need for any quality control? So
Yes,
I
sir.
think every aspect goes hand in hand, and each is interdependent on the other. But for the farmer, it has to be a holistic package for him to understand that he has to start conserving natural resources, which in this case is water. He has to start driving economies when he is working on scale, which means precise doses to each plant and not wasting anything on land lying fallow between the plants, right? So I think that's where your role comes in very critically. And then, of course, is the fruit care, where we are here to guide the people and link them to the markets. And collectively, I think, yes, we can make a formidable team to take this forward, and we'll be very, very happy to engage. Thank
Right, sir.
you.
Thank
For
you
your
so
time.
much for
Thank
this.
you, Prem, for organizing
Yeah,
this.
Thank you,
sir.
sir. Thank you so much. And we'll be looking forward to do such webinars, sir, on the different crops. The reason is most of the FPOs and the understanding about the market and the potential is very less. So we would like to enhance the their approach and their knowledge on the different aspects. So we'll certainly look forward for future
Happy to contribute.
sessions, sir.
Happy to contribute wherever I can, Prem. All right.
And
Thank you very much.
if the participants are having any questions also, I think we can take one or two questions, but I didn't see anything in the chat box. So
Yeah, we can wait for 1 or 2 minutes.
yeah, we can wait if
Vijay, sir.
anybody's got, yeah, because we have a couple of people who are there with us, and there is
Ji.
one Mr. Vikasana and Anand Sai and some of our colleagues from Premier Irrigation. If anyone ಯಾರಿಗಾದ್ರೂ ಏನಾದ್ರು ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ ಇದ್ರೆ ದಯವಿಟ್ಟು ಕೇಳಿ. ಸೊ ಇವಾಗ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ 5 minutes ನಾವು ಡಿಸ್ಕಷನ್ ಇದು ಮಾಡಿರೋದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾದ್ರು ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನೀವು ಕೇಳ್ಬೋದು, ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಆಲ್ವೇಸ್ ಗೆಟ್ ಇನ್ ಟಚ್ ವಿತ್ ಅಸ್. ವಿ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಟೇಕ್ ಇಟ್ ಆಫ್ಲೈನ್ ಅಂಡ್ ವಿ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಡಿಸ್ಕಸ್. So I think, Premji, that I think there is not anything much. Anyway, we will start. We have all the registrations in place, and then we will take it on from there. There is no problem.
Right,
So
sir.
thank you for this wonderful session, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Yeah.
And
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
have a great Diwali ahead. Bye bye.
Yeah.
Same to you,
Thank you.
sir.
God
Thank
bless
you.
you. Thank you.
Bye.